Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News and happy Thursday. Yeah, good vibes. It's a good day today. Maybe not for Panama. Panama had a 6.7 earthquake. That's a big one. Down a lot lower than I thought, but there is a cluster right around where I said there might be a big earthquake like 6.7, but it didn't happen. But there is a cluster, and we'll take a look at it. Uh, Boy, it's a weird Thursday here. It's warmed up and my heater is just totally confused. I don't know whether it's too warm to come on or too cold. I'm burning up in here. The studio is very warm today. I'm in short sleeves. I almost felt like wearing a bathing suit top, but I didn't want to scare y'all. Uh, so, off with the weather. And we have Karen, our moderator, is in the room. You have a comment or a question, or just come on in and share a prayer with her and tell her, best wishes to move on with a whole new life, basically. And a new baby. She didn't have a baby, so fellas, don't worry about it. She's still single. Aren't you, Karen? You're still single. You looking for a man or are you going to look for a dog? I think you were talking a cat. I was speaking of having pets. How about a bear engagement? Not the kind that you would think. I mean, how about a bear interrupting an engagement? Yep, that happened too. Boy, I got great news. So we're going to get on with the news and get on with the weather. Boy, is it going to quit snowing in the north? And I think Canada's getting quite a few inches. And now it's starting again up in Alaska. So here we go. It looks like winter is going to roll in for the northern part. I'm saying pretty much Canada. So we're going to get on with it. And here's Miss Davis.
Here's a look at the national forecast, and we'll start with the Northeast. You were doing A-OK today. Temperatures on the chilly side, though. 50s, plenty of them showing up in the Northeast. Now, for the Midwest, you are rebounding a little bit with the temperatures, and notice those 60s that are now in play. Down to the South, you as well. A little bit warmer this afternoon, 70s and 60s back into the mix and out to the west. Well, you are warming up in the Pacific Northwest. So Seattle, 63 degrees for your high today, which is a nice change. Now, as we push into Friday, we are looking at those temperatures to get a little bit cooler along the northwest coast. So Seattle, watch out. Some rain comes in. Those temperatures will drop just a little bit. And on Friday along the south, well, temperatures warm up even more. So it will start to feel really as it should this time of the year. Up to the north, temperatures continue to warm, and the Northeast, well, you end your week dry with very fall like temperatures.
Oh, so, and if in case I forget tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. Yeah, she's an old woman now. She might be getting some gray hairs. I'm teasing her about it. Uh, and so, she likes chocolate and chocolate and chocolate. And the story of her birthday cake. She invited all of her friends over, and she's like, "Don't embarrass me, Mom. I just made you a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting with candy bars all over it." Well, they couldn't eat very much of it, and they all took off outside and left the cake on uh, the coffee table of all places with the dogs in the house. Yeah, you know what happened. The dog ate the cake. Waylon, yep, Waylon ate the cake. And she came in. I said, "No, don't look at me. You left it." So, anyway, that's one of her memorable birthdays. Our family has a way of, we all get together and we tell those funny stories. I mean, you should hear the one about my nephew. Oh boy, Danny. I don't know. I don't know if it's allowed, um, if I'm allowed to say. Well, I might be able to. One of his funny stories, and boy, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. Okay, Karen, get ready to laugh. And I think you've heard this one. So, my nephew, and I'm not going to say which one, I won't give his name. I don't really want to embarrass him. I got a big family. And he's over for the summer when I was a teenager. And me and him would go on a monster marathon watching it. It was all VHS. So it was his turn to pick. And I can't remember what we watched before. And he's looking and he's looking and he's looking. And, he's there for a while at the videotapes. And finally he gets this look. He says, I found one. I said, oh, yeah. And he says, yes, it's called testicles. I said, it's called what? He goes, oh my God, I can't believe I said that to my aunt. Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Aunt Terry, tentacles. So I just gave one of my names away. Yeah, I do go by Terry. Um, so anyway, boy, he turned. It wasn't just 50 Shades of Red. It was 1,000 shades of red, and he couldn't even look at me for probably a week without turning red and cracking up. So the story of my nephew, uh, most embarrassing moment to him. Um, all right, so well, Karen knows. Karen knows. Karen knows. Um, I have major stories. I have been so blessed with things happening to me, or things falling in my lap, like this show. It wasn't meant to be me. It was meant to be my granddaughter and a school project. And I ended up loving this stuff. So, and I've done a lot. So met a lot of people and had a lot of funny situations. Boy, I could sit and tell you guys story after story and just have you rolling, like what I did to my boss. Kicked me on his coat and put it on the back of it, and he didn't notice it. He puts it on, he leaves. He walks all the way through Target. Yeah, didn't know it was there. Went all the way through the hospital to see his brand new niece. Um, um, his sister had a baby. Walked all the way through the hospital, walked in there. It was her that noticed when he went to leave. And boy, the screams from the front door of Target all the way to the back offices, I could hear him. I hid, boy, I hid. Boss, you do something like that to your boss, you better expect to be written up. I can't remember if I got written up, but it sure the hell was funny. All right. And especially when he told me how he went to the grocery store too and didn't notice it and walked all the way through. He said, well, I think it was like Safeway. So, oh yeah, he told me all the looks he was getting, and oh boy. All right, so I'm going to move on, and we did have a magnitude 6.7 earthquake that struck off Panama's southern coast. Uh, they say the earthquake struck the coast on this morning. U.S. Geological Survey said there were no immediate reports of casualties or damage. The quake hit a shallow depth of 10 miles. That's very shallow. So it probably shook them up pretty good. It was 6 miles in the Pacific Ocean and south of Boca Chica, a small coastal village. The quake was felt in parts of Panama City. Um, the earthquake did not provide a tsunami threat, and the U.S. Tsunami warning system said they have now dropped any type of warnings in the oceans. So, wow. So, what do we got? We got 56 earthquakes today, way more than we normally have. And you can see those little red dots everywhere. So, the recent one, uh, Antofagasta, Chile, a 4.8 just hit. One in the Virgin Islands, Cruz Bay just hit a 3.6. Another one over in Las Palmas, Timor Leste, they say. That's over by Australia. That was a 4.4. And another one over in Indonesia. Oh, that's the same one. Oh, well, I need to move my map over. All right. Now, the big one in Panama, they said it could be felt almost all the way to Mexico City on some of those, on some of the shakes. Now, I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see the reports that come in because that's kind of far from Mexico City. Now, we had one out on the Pacific Rise, and I believe it was in the boy. Let me show you. I know you could kind of see my cursor there. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, that's a little better. I'm gonna put us in the ocean, I swear. All right, now I think we can see it a little bit better. Now this is on not only a fault line that goes up to southern Mexico, but then it's on another fault line that splits and goes all the way up the like the San Andreas. So this one out on the Pacific rise of 5.4. So I didn't really expect so many in South America, but they did have one in the fours, uh, like the one that was just happened in Chile. So I expect to see a little bit in there. But now let me take you up to um, California. Let's see if I can get this bigger. I'm going to try to get this thing bigger for you guys. All right, so you guys can see that what we're looking at now is all the ones that went up. Uh, so we had one out in the ocean in San Clemente Island of California. Then we had another one right next to the fault line of Alum Rock, California. That was a 2.5. We had another one in the geysers. I've been telling you about Clear Lake. That was a 3.2. Then we had one out in Mono City, California. The other one that was kind of out was in Belden, California, 2.7. Now, then we had a 4.3 in Redway. Now, that's a pretty good size earthquake. Um, now, I seen 4.5 earlier, so that was definitely felt. And what we're looking at with that is it's right there on the split in the ocean that goes out and all the way up to Canada and Alaska. There was one out in Toya, Texas, a 2.9. So we got some people in saying hello. Susan and Linda. Linda from Illinois. Now, you wonder if, what about Hawaii? Well, Hawaii isn't getting very much, a 2.7. Now, today I did hear, well, I know Susan's saying hi. Um, Today I did hear that um, um, Mount St. Helens is smoking. It's bubbling. Did you hear anything about that? Well, I know William's in here. William, did you hear anything about Mount St. Helens? It was very brief. It says it's active now, and now it has domed up. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Well, no, I didn't get them all. It has domed up, and they say that it is now on the watch, the volcanic watch. So heads up in Washington. We have a cluster up in Alaska, a 3.1 in Rampart, another one in Cantwell, a 3.1. There's a cluster of them right around Possession, Alaska. There is really none on the the fault line that runs along the Aleutian Islands. And this was in Chignik, Alaska, but it's on the tip of one of the islands, but it's not on the fault line or the islands. Now we've seen one over in Kurlisk. We keep seeing these happen, and they're usually around a fours and fives for Kurlisk. And there are volcanoes that run all the way down through Indonesia. On the Mariana Islands of that was a 4.9. We seen one, let's see, over in India and Andaman Islands, that was a 5.1. So really the big one was over in Panama, but we're not seeing a whole bunch of fives like we were. We're seeing a few fives and some fours. Um, and they'll grow. They'll grow. These will get bigger. It goes fours and fives, and we'll get a big one. Then it'll go all the way down. If you guys watch a lot, it'll go back down to the threes and fours, and then it just starts all over again. And it does a chain. But now last week it was going in a triangle. It was hitting right around Panama, South America. It would bounce over to uh, Indonesia, Fiji, and it would go up to Alaska or the northern part of California. It's been doing this little triangle for a while, but that is the ring of fire. So that is almost assumed it would happen. So all right, so we got the earthquakes, and stay safe because we don't know where it's going to go next from Panama. And I always thought it did the circle of the ring of fire in clockwise. It don't. It goes forward, backwards, up, down, over. It goes straight across. It does loops, and we just don't know. Even I think even Dutch Sense is kind of confused on how these earthquakes are going. Some of his predictions, uh, he may say he's getting close, but I think it's very um, sporadic. I think the earthquakes are confused, is what I'm thinking. They're happening here and there and everywhere, in diverse places. Um, let's see, what does Karen have to say? She has been bulging inside the crater for years, and the activity has really increased recently. Yeah, and I did look over at Yellowstone because of the geyser there, Old Faithful, and it's still rumbling. And the north of the park is where the volcanic activity is. Everybody says, "Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one." I'm like, "No, that's not really rumbling. It's the little ones up north of the park, and it's real close on the borders of other states, and it's getting lots of twos, lots of threes. And if you're new, anything over 2.5 will cause lava to bubble. So when you see over 2.5, like for Hawaii or anything around these volcanic uh, um, that are smoking, there's lava that's bubbling. And of course, I told you about Vanuatu. I think even Vanuatu was lively. No, New Caledonia. Let's see. Fiji, Fiji, New Zealand. New Zealand got one. And let me see. No. So but Vanuatu is constantly exploding. So yeah, he's live. I figured he would go live, but I figured a lot sooner. I was going to try to catch him before the show, but I didn't see him. So if you guys are interested, this evening, go and look at Dutch Sense on YouTube or Twitch, and you'll be able to find his report. All right, MLB players are hitting home runs with these baseball gloves created by a teen. He's very proud of these gloves, he says, and he says they're a big hit. And the gloves made their way to Major League Baseball, which he thought would never happen. He says with top players such as the New York Yankees, Harrison Bader, sporting them on the field and hitting home runs. The gloves are making a major strides in professional baseball and were created by the teenager Bay Mayer in 2017, who was just 16 years old at the time. He launched his company in Austin, Texas. And if you want to know what they look like, I didn't know that Fox Dulcie was going to have them on, but oh yeah, there he is sporting them, I guess. He wanted to show off the gloves. Now the kid, as far as the kid goes, there's a video, but it's not going to let me show it. But here's the kid that made the gloves, and they are making a big hit in baseball. So the Yankees are definitely wearing them. All right, so onward. I know you guys want to know about eye popping. Oh boy, this one here, I don't know if it's spooky, creepy, or what, but this guy here, um, uh, boy, um, this guy is he set the eye popping world record. The skill is definitely a gift, they say. Um, Basically trick or treaters at this weird that he put it out at this time uh, is Sydney Del Carvo Makita, also known as Tio Chico. He lives in Brazil, and he has an unusual ability that landed him in the Guinness World Records, according to the New York Post. So far, he's holding the record for men in this area. His eyes protrude out 0.71 inches out of its sockets. Karen, you better cover your eyes. Oh boy. They say, however, he has apparently received a clean bill of health. He didn't hurt himself. He also he says this is a skill and a gift from God. I don't know about that. He said he's been able to use this gift in live events to entertain people and also make his eyes pop out for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. And he says, letting go of some of my body parts, he says, when he performs a trick is worth it. Okay, let me, okay. Um, all right, I can only show you a little bit of this. And here we go. All right. I think you guys got a good enough. Let me see if I can back it up to him. There we go. There he is. The eye popper. Yeah, there you go. He pops his eyes out. I seen that. I thought for sure his eyeballs were going to fall out of his head. Oh, ooh. I could do my eyes, but oh, yuck. Yikes. How scary is that? Oh, can you imagine doing that to trick-or-treaters when he opens his door to give them candy? They would run screaming. They wouldn't even want the candy bars. All right, onward. Florida officials report a record number of infection caused by a flesh-eating bacteria. Now, they say this is pretty much, they said the Florida health officials, they have to be alert the public of viral meniscus infections that followed Hurricane Ian, with the data showing confirmed cases in the state at record levels. Uh, they are asking people to be checked out. It's mostly because of the water, what's in the water. There's a lot of germs, viruses, things you don't want to be in. And unfortunately, people were stranded in the water. And according to the department, there are currently 65 confirmed cases and 11 deaths from the rare bacterium. Um, an abnormal increase due to the impacts of Hurricane Ian. They said don't mess with any of the water, the groundwater, until they can either have it dissipate or figure out how to treat the waters. People with open wounds, cuts, scratches can be exposed to the bacterium through direct contact with a mixture of fresh water and seawater. While anybody can get this infection, it's very infectious and can be more severe with people with weakened immune systems. That's me. That be me. So they're asking the people in Florida that was in the water or been around any of the mixture of the fresh and salt water, please be looked at if you are having any issues. So, yeah, a lot of sewage. I agree with you right there. Um, a lot of sewage. See, that's why they don't want people in the water. Definitely. All right. Now I know you guys are going to love this one. Don't worry. She said yes. She did. Now, there's this couple that was in San Pedro Garcia in Mexico, and he wanted to propose to his girlfriend. And he set it all up. He's got the champagne, he's got the marry me sign, and all of a sudden, he, um, all of a sudden, they see a dark shadow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let this play, and you guys can see the story yourself. So here we go.
Qué buena anécdota. Qué buena anécdota. Pues, ¿de qué? Vénganse, bueno, vénganse.
Don't worry, she said yes. So I bet that surprised them. And they said, with the cities growing more and more and people moving out further, that it's causing a lot of the wildlife to come in. Uh, so, yep, they had a bear at their engagement. I bet this is something that they're going to share with their kids for a lifetime. I thought this was a wonderful little story there. We don't always get the nice, cute, fluffy bear stories, and the bear didn't attack them. That doesn't always happen. Now, if you guys are getting a Nestle, a chocolate chip cookie dough, they are recalling it. We have a recall, and this came out this week, 2 days ago. They have called one of the chocolate chip cookie dough products due to plastic contamination. The stuffed cookie chip cookie dough with fudge filling products were voluntarily recalled due to the white plastic pieces. The cookie dough was produced in between June and September of this year, um, and distributed through the United States and Puerto Rico, according to the FDA. Any customer who believes that to have purchased this product is advised to avoid the consumption. Um, the recall does not include other stuffed refrigerated cookie dough, just this kind. So that was the stuffed chocolate chip cookie dough with fudge filling products. So, um, so if you have got a hold of this cookie dough, don't eat it. It's been recalled, and you might be able to get your money back at the store that you purchased it from. All right. Mountain lions versus coyotes on the streets of LA. Now, like I mentioned, as these animals are being pushed further and further back into uh, uh, the wild. They're not really going there. And it's odd for something like LA to see something lions, mountain lions in the streets fighting with coyotes. Now, coyotes is weird to begin with, but to see mountain lions coming and they're all running down the street. And you're like, well, I want to look at it. I want to look at it. All right, so here we go.
Oh, it's a lion.
Those are coyotes right there. So you see, the guy said, that's a lion. Wow. I mean, imagine that in LA. I mean, I wouldn't have even, we had one when we lived in Marysville, but it was on someone's roof. So I didn't really get to see it. But wow, we were looking at a lion. Uh, anyway, there we go. Oh, Iowa. Did I get it wrong? Or are you saying Iowa? Uh, you, we're getting close, folks. We're getting close. Um, um, I'm just going to stick with the one we want. We got Sarah Huckabee coming up for governor here, and I'm oh boy, we're excited. You should see the commercials. They have just flooded, and normally you would think they wouldn't want to show them on mainstream here because the Clintons bought out the news media here before they left, and it still seems like you just can't find a station that does conservative news. But boy, they're running these ads hard, and they're all different ones. And she looks wonderful, especially after her cancer surgery. If you didn't know about that, they found a lump, and they had to have it. She had to have it removed. She's back to health. She looks good, and she's ready to be governor. Her and her sidekick. I'm going to say sidekick because I know her dad well, and he is on it for politics, and he's the one that saved our state from Hillary Clinton when they left. Experts basically they have identified that the waters aren't cold for the snow crab, and that's what's causing them to disappear. That's exactly what I said yesterday. with the volcanoes going up there, the earthquakes, um, the warmer waters, the warmer temperatures, it has basically chased the snow crab off. So basically, they're canceling their harvest season for this. And if you do get snow crabs, they're going to be very expensive. And I don't even know if they're going to be allowed to sell them. This is something they're still trying to think if they want to do or not. Um, so I'm always picky about the wild horses in Nevada and Utah and all of those. Someone is shooting at the wild horses. They don't know who it is, and it's in southern Utah. And why? Why? I mean, it's bad enough that um, China goes in because China owns a lot of property in Nevada, and they pretty much don't want the wild horses or the mustangs there. And they gather them up and they process them for meat for China. Um, and for these horses just to be shot and killed, there has been 16 wild horses that's been shot from a high-powered rifle in the San Juan County, and they remain unsolved. And similar to other wild horse shootings, in two separate occasions in Arizona and Nevada. So they only have 16 in Utah, but there's more in Arizona. See what I told you? They're wandering all over the place. Uh, the people are, and the ones that are watching the horses are demanding a thorough investigation by the BLM. And BLM is Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter. In case you wondered, no, they're not out there protesting. No, I would go out and protest the shooting and the scooping up of the wild horses. Um, and if you're worried about the wild horses in China, what they're doing, um, uh, they have a ranch that saved the horses, and they take so many a time, and they do adopt them out. So if you're looking to save the wild mustangs or the horses, even the burros, they're killing burros. Um, you can adopt these horses and save them from China, making them into horse meat. Um, so um, they say they found the horses in State Route 162 between Montezuma Creek and Bluff. Um, so they say it's similar to the recent killings of at least 25 horses on U.S. Forest Service land in Alpine, Arizona as well, or more, and even in Heber, Arizona. So at this point, Bureau of Land Management has launched an investigation. Now, they say if anybody knows anything, they want them to get a hold of them. Let me grab this up. So if you know anything, anybody that is shooting at these horses, they do ask you to call and get a hold of them and to stop this. Now, I have done shows. I think Karen's been around for when I did the show on the wild horses. And I might go ahead and do it again and see if the ranch is still open. Willie Nelson went and got dozens of them. And he's even got a song after the wild horses that he saved. And he said he wished he could have got them all, but he could only get a few. Um, so, wow. The wild horses being shot. So if you know anything, if you live in Arizona and in Nevada, Utah, and you have seen anybody out on the ranges in these spots, please notify authorities. We don't need these horses being shot. And hopefully they can find whoever's doing this. Let's see. Yeah, why don't they put up trail cams? Or check their satellites, the GPS. Sometimes GPS will grab it too. So all right, we're down to the funny list. Boy, this show's going by quick today. So when you're stuck between generations, What do you call it? And what have we done in between these generations? Um, so you're stuck between the baby boomers and Generation Xers. If you remember when Jordache jeans with the flat handle comb in the back pocket was really cool. Okay, in your class picture, you were wearing the Izod shirt with the collar up. You know by heart the words of Weird Al Yankovic. Eat it. Don't. I'm not gonna sing it. I'd rather sing the Cats in the Kettle at the Silver Spoon. I don't. Did he do that? Did he do that one? I think he did that one. Um, you ever rang someone's doorbell and said, "Land shark"? Oh yeah, I mean, we know what that's from. And people throw it down in the comments. What show was that from, and who said it? Who said it? I might have that for trivia tomorrow. If you guys forgot, we do all the trivia on Fridays now. So tomorrow about this time will be news and trivia. It'll be right after my weather and lifestyle show. Um, okay, you remember the premiere of MTV. In fact, you remember the Friday night videos before the days of MTV. You guys remember the first song that was done by Devo, I believe? I can't remember the name of the song, but I think Devo performed first on MTV. Uh, while in high school, you and your friends discussed elaborate plans to get together again at the end of the century and play Prince's 1999 and pass out while partying. I'm a little old for that, and I don't know if I want to hear Prince. Um, William's got his favorite songs, and I got mine. Uh, Boy, I tell you, you know what I should have said yesterday for the song was "Little Bitty," Alan Jackson. Go check it out. There's also one it has a squirrel riding uh, on skis. I'll get it and I'll post it on the Williams songs list on the playlist, and you can find that playlist at Investigator News too. So, and I'm hoping Williams sent me his song. I'll get that on there. And periodically, you guys want some, you know, music or a video to make you feel better, look there. I'm also going to put the squirrel guy on there. I'm going to go ahead and add him on that list too, because boy, I'd crack up at the squirrel marathon or the squirrel Olympics, is what I think it is. All right. You took a family trips before the invention of the minivan. Well, what was it called? The station wagon. Remember when the seat was turned around? How many of you guys had station wagons with that very back seat that faced the car behind you? You weren't facing the front, you were facing the back. Boy, and that was before the SUVs. Whatever happened to those wonderful station wagons? They just don't make them anymore. You ever get dressed to emulate the person you saw, either Duran Duran, Madonna, or Cyndi Lauper? The first time you ever kissed someone at the dance came during that song, Crazy for You or Leather and Lace. The phrase, "Where's the beef?" still doubles over you with laughter. How many even say it when they go to Burger King? Where's the beef? Yeah. You honestly remember film critics that raved that no movie could ever possibly get any better than those in the movie Tron. Oh yeah, we did. We beat that one. Hey, um, what's that movie called? It's just coming out. I'm gonna go see it, and I'm gonna go. I like 3D. Um, Black Adam, is that what it's called? Black Adam. He's a superhero. Go see it, folks. It's coming out this today, I believe. They said Thursday. It's either this Thursday or next Thursday. So I got my camera guy, Dan. I think when he gets back from his birthday uh, vacation with his son that's in the military, when he gets back, I think I'm going to take him to see it. I'm now. Oh, I was going to surprise him with it, but if he's watching the show now, he knows. Okay, you had a crush on either Ted, the photographer on the Love Boat, Gage from Emergency, or Ponch, the motorcycle cop on Chips. Gag me with a spoon. Oh, I wasn't. No, 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 no. No, I didn't fall for none of them. I was stuck on Peter Frampton. Your hair at some point in the 80s became something that can only be described as I was experimenting. No, I had the Farrah look. I just have never changed my hair. So this is 1977 on. This is what I've done to my hair. Never changed. I mean, sometimes people see it when it's all flat, and I think Karen has, and I didn't fix it up like this, but for the most part, this is how I wear it. All right, on to the other list. Best replies. You know, when you get upset at people that send you stuff, or you get these kind of replies from people that just don't want to answer you. Yeah, I want the answer, and they don't want to answer you. Okay, I am currently out of the office at a job interview, and I'll reply to you if I fail. If I fail to get the position, please be prepared for my mood. You are receiving this automatic notification because I am out of the office, and if in, chances are you wouldn't have received anything at all. Sorry to have missed you, but I'm at the doctor's having my brain and heart removed so I can be promoted to management team. I will be able to delete the emails you send me until I return from vacation. Be patient. Your email will be deleted in order it was received. Thank you for your email. Your credit card has been charged $5.99 for the first 10 words and $1.99 for each additional word in the message. You remember they used to charge us for that? Oh, yeah. A lot of people had big bills. The email server is unable to verify your server connection. Your message has not been delivered. Please restart your computer and try sending it again. I still get that. I always get it. You don't have a connection. Yeah, I'm watching my connection right now. All right. Thank you for your message, which has been added to the queuing system. You are currently 352nd place and can expect to receive a reply in approximately 19 to 30 weeks. Okay, it says, hi, I'm thinking about what you've sent me. Please wait by your PC for my response. And know if you don't receive a response in 3 days, don't expect one. Ooh, all right. I've run away to join a different circus. Ah, there you go. All right. I will be out of the office for the next 2 weeks for medical reasons. When I return, um, please refer me as Mr. Steve. Now, I don't know what that means, but maybe they were just calling him Buddy. So anyway, that's it, folks, for those. And I hope you subscribe and share. Hit that like button, hit the bell if you're not getting notified. And no, I'm not going to run away and join the circus yet. I'm just not in. I've been a clown before. I think I even got pictures of it somewhere. But no, Ellie's not going to run away to the circus. She's going to sit right here and drive y'all nuts with dumb jokes. Maybe on the Southern Fun News, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with this, and hopefully we grow because this is kind of a new show, folks. So over on Facebook, hit your follow and hit your like, and we're going to do news next. So if you were waiting for world news, it's coming up next in about 15 minutes. And come on in, and I got lots of news coming up. A lot of Putin, and we're going to hear about China and a lot of what's going on here in the States. And so with that, you guys, I do have a new video for an ending just to get you guys ready to vote. So with that, God bless. Have a wonderful Thursday. And, I can't say the word V, so I made the video instead. So we'll see you tomorrow. Reminder, tomorrow, second show will be trivia, if you like trivia. So come on back. So we'll see you in a few minutes, or we'll see you tomorrow at this time. Take care and God bless.